Good morning and welcome to Wednesday of a week in January. Today is pretty much more of the same as yesterday, I'm afraid, but if you enjoy the pretty yarn dyeing video bits, then that will be good because I've got quite a lot of yarn to dye today. I am dyeing up 6 colourways for the Narnia collection. So a gift for Susan and Spring Comes to Narnia is currently in the pans. And then I need to dye Edmund's Betrayal, The Stone Table, Aslan and Kings and Queens of Narnia. And then that will be all of the Narnia yarn dyed for the shop update. And then hopefully tomorrow I can do some second batches of the Valentine's yarn and the Colour of the Month yarn. But because I've already got the first batches done, it's not the end of the world because I can do photographs and it's not an issue. So if they're not quite dry in time for the update, then it's not really a problem. I also need to carry on packing clubs. I took the first load of clubs to the post office this morning. Because there's a lot of them. So I didn't want to take it all in one go. So most of the Middle-earth Minis Club have shipped this morning. Anyone who ordered both Middle-earth Minis and Beatrix Potter will have to wait until tomorrow because I packaged some of those up yesterday. Then I ran out of postage bags. But I had delivery yesterday. So I need to finish packing those up today. Talking of postal bags, I've splashed out. So normally you will have received my yarn in these purple postage bags, which are quite cheap ones. And although I'm pretty sure they're recyclable, it doesn't say that anywhere on the packaging, and they're just cheap and cheerful. But I splashed out and I ordered these ones. So these are 100% compostable postage bags. I thought let's try and get a bit more eco-friendly. I think they're bigger as well, no, they're probably about the same size. Yeah, so they're 100% compostable. I think they're biodegradable. Yeah, well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Because you can't compost things that aren't biodegradable. But yeah, biodegradable and compostable. So that should be interesting. So even if they do end up in landfill, they will biodegrade. So yeah, we'll try those out and see how I get on. But I ordered quite a few, so if I get on quite well with them, then it should be all right. They were definitely not as cheap as my other ones, so I need to do a little bit of fiddling to work out whether I need to. I already charge a little bit extra for postage than postage actually costs to allow for packaging in there. So hopefully I'll be able to cover the additional cost, the eco cost in there. But we'll see. And we'll see how we get on with them. But it would be good to be more eco-friendly. Anyway, I need to get on with packaging orders now. My tea has been sat here for about half an hour and is now pretty much cold, which is a bit depressing. I might have to go put it in the microwave. Right, we're getting there. I've just had another lukewarm cup of tea because I forgot about it while I was working. Not ideal. All of the orders are packed. I just need to do the postage labels, which are all printed. And we're on to second batch of yarn. So we've now got Peter's Betrayal and The Stone Table in the pans. So we're getting there. Once these labels have been stuck on, then I can actually get some knitting out, which would be nice in between the final batches of yarn. I think so. Anyway, let me double check. I plan everything out because I like to make sure that I don't leave things all till the last minute and end up ridiculously overworked and chaotic. So today's jobs is Narnia dyeing and packing the clubs. So that's fine. So the Narnia dyeing is ongoing. We've still got another batch to get on later, but it's not an issue. It's fine, we've got plenty of time. And the clubs are pretty much all packed. Then tomorrow we're on to photos and hopefully some scanning if things have dried, things on there. And yeah, but I do like to kind of schedule it out and make sure I give myself a little bit of time to do other bits and pieces, because there's times of the month where things get absolutely chaotic when I don't have time to do a bit of knitting. As I was saying, I think I said this yesterday. I don't know really. But yeah, hopefully I can get some knitting out this afternoon, which would be nice. but we're getting there. I will show you more of the dyeing shortly. I had a little thing with my camera where I was going to show you some stuff that I was doing, but then it decided that it didn't want to read the memory card and it wouldn't save stuff, so you don't get that bit.
When you're lost and no one's there, and you wonder who even cares, oh, come back to your breath, don't drift away from me. I will come down to remind you of before. We can fly away from here. We can stay close, my dear. Swept up and away from all our fears. How are we supposed to know on our own? Together we can go slow. Why don't you leave it all to me? I know how hard it all can be. I'm here to hold your hand through this. Whoa, I'll be beside you all alone. My love for you is so strong. We're right where we belong. Wander around the same old town.
One of the things I've been needing to do for a little while, which I've finally done, is sort out this corner. This is my kind of craft cabinet. So I've got one of these trolleys that mine came from Hobbycraft. So I've sorted that out a little bit. So down the bottom are things I don't work on as often. So that's my advent blanket, which I won't pick out again till next year. That's my needles, a little tin of cables that comes in useful. That's got all my washcloths in, and then I've also got a bag of toy stuffing there as well. Then on here that's my cross stitch bits and pieces. And then these two bags have got minis in for blankets that I'm working on. So this one's got all of the Colour of the Month minis, Colour Therapy Club minis from Henny Penny Makes. And these ones have got all of my Marvellous Monthly minis, although I think I might be missing a few. So I'm sure I've got them tucked away somewhere, but we'll find out at some point. And then at the top here is still a bit chaotic, but I've got a whole host of books, some that I'm working from. So there's the dragon that I'm currently making. I've got my book of crochet blocks because I wanted to pick a different type of block to use for one of my advent blankets. I've got a couple of notebooks. I've picked this up from the Stitchery because I wanted to give it a go at some point. A little embroidery. Ranunculus wreath mini embroidery kit from the Stitchery. So at some point I'll give that a go. And then I've just got notions and stitch markers and all kinds of bits and pieces like that in here as well, and a thing of pencils, so that's not too bad. But then I've had a little sort out of these shelves. So right down the bottom there is all of my cross stitch stuff, my cross stitch patterns, all of the kind of cross stitch accessories of the one, not including the one that I'm currently working on, but all of the other ones. I've then got, this shelf has got blanket projects on. Wow, it's got 3 of them, the big blanket projects. This one has got a few projects on. So this is my dragon. This is actually a jumper that Tom was knitting for Arthur. It's got one sleeve left to go. He's stopped knitting it. It's not going to fit Arthur anymore. If I get my act together and finish it, it might fit Jasper. Then that's the blanket I was making with my Marvellous Monthly Minis. The yellow one is what I was making with, is the blanket I'm making with the Colour Therapy Club. And then in this one is the Advent Gnome, which I didn't get very far with and I really do need to pick up and carry on with. Then on this shelf are projects that I'm much more actively working on. I'm going to stand up. Oh, so it's my armour sweater. That's my Advent Cupid's arrow wrap. That is my Yuletide socks there, my sock blockers. This I've just put in some undyed yarn and all the minis for the Narnia collection, the 10 minis for the Narnia collection, because I thought I might have a go at doing something a bit like a, what's it called? A litmus cowl, something a bit like a litmus cowl, so that I've got a little sample of those. Then we move away from knitting and crochet. This is going to be a spinning shelf, so this bag has got some fibre in, and then we've got my e-spinner on here. I really need to dig this back out again. I kind of came to a bit of a stumbling block because I need to start a new bobbin and I need to look up the instructions for how to start a new bobbin. But oh well. And then I have an empty shelf. I'm going to put all of my journaling bits and pieces in that shelf. And then at the top there, I've got a couple of jigsaw puzzles.